Is dropshipping still worth it in 2025? That's the question I'll try and answer today. And just so you know that I'm actually qualified to talk about this, my name is Rasmus Steenberg. I've been doing dropshipping for 2 years. I've generated more than $10 million in sales. And my biggest stores just today hit $6 million. And just to show you that it's actually true what I'm saying, here we are on my dashboard. You see $6 million just recently hit today. Just gonna refresh it for you right now. Boom, you see it right there, $6 million, just over 2 years. I guess that qualifies me enough. I'm gonna cut this video up in 5 sections and go through every single scenario and every single thing regarding dropshipping and explain into detail my thoughts on this subject. So the first section is dropshipping dead. The short answer is no, but let me explain. See, the thing with dropshipping is people have this weird misconception that they think it's a business model, when in reality, it's just a fulfillment mode, meaning it's just a way of how you get your product from A to B, from the warehouse to your customer who ordered from the store. We all know that people will never stop buying online, and people will always need ways to get your product shipped to them, right? They will never go away. But the reason why people are saying dropshipping is dead is because they're using outdated strategies from 2017 on a general store and selling very bad products from AliExpress with awful creatives, with awful marketing. That is what's dead. You need an actual skill to make it work in 2025. That is the difference. Product and strategies can be dead, but the way you ship your product can't be dead. It will never go away. People will always buy and people will always order online. Section 2, the misconception of it being easy. Dropshipping has this weird misconception that it's a get-rich-quick scheme, that you can, within 3 months, build your profitable store and live on a beach and buy a Lambo and buy a mansion for your mom. When in reality, that's not true at all. It's not even close to being true. If you're starting a dropshipping business, you need to look at it like you're starting an actual e-commerce brand. And that is really, really hard. But that's actually what you're doing with dropshipping. The only difference is how you fulfill your products. So you need to understand that dropshipping actually takes blood, sweat, and very, very, very hard work. Because as I said right before, dropshipping is not a business, it's a fulfillment model. You're starting an e-commerce brand, you're actually starting an online store, and you want to drive traffic to it, and you want to build something that actually makes people buy. And people don't buy from a crappy ass website with some AliExpress picture. Most of these gurus will tell you, like there's so many of these gurus online that says, oh yeah, whatever, just import your product from AliExpress, doesn't really matter too much, and run some ads on Facebook. It's never gonna work. You need to make it more branded, looks a little bit more clean. You need to be smarter with how you do things. Section 3, the profitability. There's so many course sales out there in other business models with dropshipping. Remember guys, I don't have a course, I don't have a program, I don't sell anything, I don't make money from this YouTube video. I do it because I want to make it for myself, from something that I would have wanted 2 years ago when I started in the business. I would have wanted these videos. I wanted someone who kept it real without making money on me, right? That's why I make these videos. So a lot of these other guys who sell courses in SMMA or creative marketing agencies and all these service-based business models. And all these guys always say, oh, dropshipping is so awful profitable, like there's no profit margin in this business and you can't make real money. And if you see $1 million dashboard, you'll only make 5%. And I don't know who told them that. Like, I don't know where they found this information, but that's not even close to being true. Of course, the only reason and scenario it is true is because a lot of these gurus you see online, they do this. They run up a 6-figure dashboard with close to maybe even 0 profit or even losing money on the store just to sell you on their program. That's very true. But there is people making really, really, really good and healthy profit margins from dropshipping. And it's so funny, this weird misconception that, oh, you have your product and you mark it up 3x and that's your profit margin and then you just run your ads. But no, what separates people who make 5 to 10% and people who make 20 to 25%, that's like 15 to 25 from paid ads if you know what you're doing. But also 15% on 10 million bucks is 1.5 million. And doing 10 million in service base is very, very difficult. Of course, the margin is better, but it's very, very difficult to scale. In dropshipping, there's only a few different aspects to scale to 10 million. It's your store and it's your creatives. And that's of course, if your product can be scaled to 10 million, most products can. But besides that, it's just the creatives in your store, right? But what separates people who make 5% and people who make 20%, people who make 20% is very creative on how they bundle up the store, how they choose their upsell, how they upsell customers, the whole funnel of the purchase process. They're very creative, they're very good at optimizing this, and generating the most amount of profit per customer. And this is also where my skill lies, right? Like I have skills in marketing and creating the best possible offer for the customer, optimizing for profit, right? So this 5% thing, sure, if you talk about gurus, generally, yes, they all run 5%. Hopefully some of them will lose money just to sell you their course. It's not even close to being the reality of real dropshippers. I would say the average is probably 20%. My lowest one is 18%, and my highest right now is running around about on a 32% on average a month, which is very, very good. That's a really good product. And the 18% is my first store, which I launched over 2 years ago. And I just have it now because I have everything fully outsourced. I don't work on it, but it's just, it's my little baby. It's my first store, first profitable store. So I'm going to kind of keep it instead of selling it, but I could sell it if I wanted to. Section 4, long-term or short-term. I see a lot of people having this weird reasoning why dropshipping is dead is because all you want to do is make 100K and then you'll never make a sale again. Your store dies and that's it. And again, that is completely false. I don't know who started this rumor. Like take, for example, my biggest store now. That's done $6 million. I launched it literally 2 years ago and is now still doing 500K a month. Consistently every single month we're doing 500K. It's a dropshipping store still, like we're still dropshipping. So I don't know who started this, but I think most people who started this is because they did it, but they fucking suck. So that's why their store died. Whenever you have a good product and you start to scale the store and you've done 6 figures, you want to turn it into a brand, okay? You brand your store more, you get custom packaging, you make better creatives with your packaging in it, make it more branded, and you just keep optimizing your creatives, trying new angles, trying new scripts, trying new concepts generally, and then making so many variations of what's working. Your store will never die. Like it's very simple. Like I don't know who told people about this. Like it's so false. If you have a great product and you know how to do ads, your store will never die. Your store will run forever if you're just in a big enough niche. And not even if you're in a big enough niche, the only downside to it is the more you work on your store, the better you get generally. So if you are in a very limited niche, the only issue we'll face at one point is scaling issues. I have a very good friend of mine who was he's probably the smartest guy I know in e-commerce generally. And he was in a limited niche, basically like a fan-based niche, very, very limited. And he couldn't scale the store further just because there were not enough people who were interested in buying the product. So his store for sure will run forever, but he had a better opportunity going into other niches where he could scale more rapidly and make more profit generally. So that's the only thing. Other than that, your store will literally run forever if you keep work on your ads and get better and then just work on your store a few times a month and try to optimize for AOV. Your store will run forever, like literally run forever. So section 5, the conclusion. Is dropshipping still relevant? Is it still worth it in 2025? If you ask me, in my opinion, a guy who literally makes over 300K profit a month, is it still worth it? Yes, of course it is. It is still worth it. It's still relevant as ever. I would actually say right now is one of the best opportunities to get in the game, right? However you want to do it, you want to start off with organic and then transition to paid ads. It is one of the best businesses you will ever be able to start. In 2 year span, I went from broke to a multi-millionaire. So if that's not telling you that it's still worth it, I don't know I don't know what can convince you that this makes sense to go for. The only thing I would say is it's very important. You need to forget this whole 2-hour workday, work on the beach, check to then off and just eat good and work out or drink. That's not how it works. Like it's literally one of the hardest grinds ever. Like because you need to learn so many new stuff. You need to be really, really good because so many competitors out there. There's competitors as me against you. And I have a team of, I don't know, 10, 15 people working for me. So who's gonna win? Me. But you can still take some of my market if you're just working hard enough, okay? Very, very simple. You just need to work really, really hard, dedicate yourself and try your hardest day in, day out. It's all about being consistent. It's all about grinding and trying. If there's anything you would like to ask me, you can put a comment down below. You can also find me on Instagram. There is my handle in the description. Also put it on the screen right here. I don't coach anyone. I don't consult anyone. I would love to answer a simple question or two. If you want to work with a mentor or get into a program, I will leave a link to my mentor down in the description. You can reach out to him, whatever, hop on a call with him. But besides that, I believe in you and good luck on your journey.